Hello, my good friends. Welcome back to class. Yes, you are welcome to Master Builders Online Academy. If you are new in this channel, do consider subscribing to our channel and ensure you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos. Guys, do you know what? In this video, you have a lot of packages, a lot of things to learn from me. Yes, I start to tell you this, and I like it. A lot to learn. If only you can watch this video from beginning to the end. Guess what? What are we going to be looking at? We should be looking at solving equations with long readings. Long readings as it applies to equation. Is this not mind blowing? Yes. So to be able to take advantage of this class, please do not skip any part of this video. This is for your own good. And ensure that now that you have set to watch and learn new concepts from this platform, do not entertain any form of distraction. This is for your own good. Yes, this is for your own good. And finally, if after watching this video for the very first time you have questions to ask, guys, you have the opportunity to replay the video over and over and over and over and over again until it sinks into your mental capacity. Guys, and if at the end of watching this video over and over again, you have questions to ask, do not hesitate. I am here for you. All you just need to do is to slide down to the comment section and make your questions known to us. We will answer your questions to your own satisfaction. Guys, are all these offers not appreciable? Now listen carefully. All these things are what you are going to be gaining for absolutely for free. And that's the reason why you need to pay close attention. So you will be able to maximize all the principles that I will be unveiling while I teach. So do not skip any parts in order not to skip vital aspect of this video that will help you gain mastery. Don't forget, remember, my interest is for you to understand the principles that are applicable so that if at all I solve one or two problems, you can solve 1 million problems on your own. Is that not wonderful? Very wonderful. So guys, please pay close attention so that my intention for you will be obtained in a grand style. Alright, now without wasting much of our time, and if you are ready to learn, please quickly let's dive to my marker board as I begin to obey the secrets one after the other. On the board we are asked to solve 2 log x base 10 plus log 4 base 10 equal to 2. Somebody will say, oh, we have not been taught this. You don't have to be taught. All you need is principle. You see, this problem is different from the ones you'll be solving before because all the problems we have solved before this current lesson, we never had equal to from the question. We were never given any question where we have equal to directly from the question. So anytime you have long reading and you have equal to, that shows that you are dealing with long reading as it applies to what? Equation. It can be linear equation, it can be quadratic equation, it can be simultaneous equation, and all of this we are going to look at in this lesson. Okay, now, so to provide solution to this guy, we have 2 log x base 10 plus log 4 base 10 is equal to 2. So we have the left hand side and we have the right hand side. Please, I need you to pay close attention. Alright? Please pay close attention because I'm about to reveal the secrets that will help you gain mastery in this lesson. You see, almost all the time, I do always mention gaining mastery. Why? Because this is the only way you will know these things once and for all. And is it not good if you know it once and for all? Is it not better if you can understand this thing better than myself that is teaching you now? Of course you can. You can teach it better than myself. But just get the principles from me and then build on it to gain mastery. Now, on the board we have it. So the first thing you ought actually watch out for is you check the left hand side, what you have, check the right hand side, and what you have. So at the left hand side, I have 2 log of numbers. At the right hand side, I have only 1 log of number. Only 1 log of number. What must I do to this guy to be able to solve this? Now, to this end, I only have a constant. But at the left hand side, this is where I have log. So what I will do is, what is the relationship between these 2 log? First, The relationship here is addition, which will equally agree to those three conditions that we've been using to solve problems before this current lesson. And now guys, if you are new in this channel or you are getting to access our videos on logarithms, please go to our playlist section where you will access other previous lessons on this same topic. It will do you really good. Okay, now we check out for sign, which we already have as plus. That means we are going to be using log 1. The next thing is we check out if the bases are equal. Of course, we have equal base. The last but not the least is to check out their coefficient if they are the same. The coefficient of this guy here is 2, the coefficient of this guy is 1. So I need to make sure their coefficients are the same. And by so doing, I will ensure that their coefficients are 1, 1. So to do that, I will apply the third law here so that I can remove the coefficient and then make it the power of x. Then we will have this as log x raised to the power of 2 base 10 plus log 4 base 10 is equal to 2. Now, because of the fact that at the left-hand side, at the right-hand side, we do not have long reading, we will quickly introduce a long reading. You can introduce it, you can decide not to introduce it and leave it like that. To follow any of the law. If you introduce it, you will use this law. But if you do not introduce it, you will make use of this law. So you still have the same result. Okay, it is either you make use of this law or this. So if you want to make use of this law, you need to introduce log reading to this other end. Okay, now I don't want to introduce log reading now. Then another question we are going to solve, like that question will introduce log reading. Okay, so for this guy, we will not introduce log reading to the right hand side. Let's solve it direct. So at this point now I have already made the coefficient the same, have equal base. Now I can pick one of the base. Then remember that addition in log reading turns to multiplication. So I'm going to have 4 multiplied by x squared, or x squared multiplied by 4, then equal to 2. And at this point, this will give us log 4x squared to what? Base 10 is equal to 2. Now that I have log only at the left hand side, there is no log at the right hand side, all I need to do is to make use of this theory, whereby the base is equal to the log. Now what is the log? Log is 4x squared. This is the log. Equate the log to the base equal to 10. And now don't forget that what you have at the right hand side will always become the power of the base. And by so doing, we now have that this as 10 raised to the power of 2. Now don't forget, 10 raised to the power of 2 is 100. This guy will have given us 4x squared is equal to 100. Now to find the value of x, we will divide both sides by 4. And if we divide both sides by 4, we will have this as x squared, and 100 divided by 4 will have given us 25. At this point, to find the value of x, we introduce square root, and this will have given us x is equal to plus or minus square root of 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. This is the answer to this very question. Very simple. As simple as this. Now let's look at question number 2 very quickly. We have solution log 2 into y minus 3 plus log y base 2 is equal to 2. So what do you do? Check the left hand side, check the right hand side. At the right hand side, I only have a simple 10. But at the left hand side, I have 2 log readings. So these 2 log readings, now the question is, what are they connected with? Plus or minus? Plus. Next question is, do they have equal base? Yes, base 2, base 2. Next, do they have equal coefficient? Yes. Coefficient is 1, coefficient is 1. So you just see that everything that we are doing here, they are all principal base. Then this will have given us, we just pick one of the base. Then we have y minus 3 times what? This is it. Y minus 3 times what? Multiply by what? Then all equal to 2. And like I said before, here we did not introduce log. Now let's try solving this problem in another way. Since there is log here, I can equally introduce another log here. What will I do? I will check the log that I have here. What log do I have here? Base 2. Is that correct? The base here is base 2. So I will just introduce log base 2. What must I put here to make this thing 1? is 2. We know that the log of the same base is 1. So introducing this guy here has not changed the fact that everything here is still 2. But why are we doing this? We are doing this guy this way so that at the end, we will be able to cancel out the log from both ends. Like I said, you can do it this way. Are you getting values? Are you gaining values? Okay, now by multiplying this, what we have this as log 2 into y multiplied by y. Don't forget that this y will multiply everything inside the bracket. What are giving us y squared? Y multiplied by this would have given us minus 3y equal to. Now at this point, we will clear off the coefficient of this guy. And when we clear off the coefficient of this guy, we have this as log 2 raised to the power of 2 base 2. Now log 2 raised to the power of 2 base 2 is the same thing as log 4 base 2 because 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. Am I correct? Is 2 raised to the power of 2 4? Yes. 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. Now if this is accepted, then we have log base 2 into y squared minus 3y is equal to log 4 base 2. Now that we have equal base to both ends, that means this logarithm can take care of this. This agrees to this law. That when you have log of the same base separated with equal to, you can cancel out the log to those bases. Then automatically what we have here would have given us y squared minus 3y is equal to 4. Now anytime you have degree 2, you have degree 1 and a constant, you are already looking at what we call quadratic equation. And if at this point you are not good with quadratic equation, all you just need to do, guys, we got you covered. Just check our playlist and you will be able to find a video or a session in our playlist that talks about quadratic equation. How to solve quadratic equation using factorization method, using completing the square method, using factorization method, and even using formula method. You will find all of them there. Now we have this as y squared minus 3y. As 4 crosses, we have minus 4 equal to 0. So if you are an objective student, at this point you can punch this guy into your calculator and you get your answer without solving. But for us here now, we are quickly going to use the factorization method. So in using factorization method, all you simply need to do is to multiply this guy by this. You will have minus 4y squared. Then look for two factors such that their product will give you minus 4y squared and their sum or difference would have given you the middle term. So we know that what would have given us this is either minus 4 times 1 or 4 times minus 1. This is what will give us minus 4. But any of these one that will give us minus 3 is what we are going to go with. Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. That means we have this as minus y squared minus 4y plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. So in place of minus 3y, we'll put in minus 4y plus y. Automatically we know that minus 4y plus y is the same thing as minus 3y. It's the same thing as minus 3y. Then we'll now group these first two terms and group the last two terms. What is common between these first two terms is y. Open a bracket. Y squared divided by y is y, and minus 4y divided by y is minus 4. Then plus. Between these two guys, nothing is common, and when nothing is common, 1 is common. So you have plus 1 into y minus 4. This is equal to 0. Now what you have in the first bracket is already equal to what you have in the second bracket. Then by so doing, it shows that you are 100% correct. Now that we have achieved this, the next is to pick one of the equal brackets and now pick the factors outside the bracket. The first factor outside the bracket is y, and the second factor is plus 1. Everything is equal to 0. Now get it clear. For the product of two factors to be 0, one of the factors must be 0. For the product of this guy and this guy to be 0, it is either the first factor is 0 or the second factor is 0. Now we don't know. So we are going to assume either the first bracket is equal to 0 or the second. This is when probability comes in. Are you with me? Are you still with me? Please follow me up. Now this guy will have been minus y is equal to 0 or y plus 1 is equal to 0. So when I collect like terms, y is equal to 4. As minus 4 crosses, it becomes plus 4. And as plus 1 crosses, it becomes minus 1 or minus 1. This is the answer to this very question. So guys, all you just need to know and understand is principles. When you understand principles, you become a principal. And when you understand boundary conditions, you will not overstep your boundaries. So very quickly, we are going to be looking at question number 3 very, very shortly. Question number 3 on the board. This is solution. So we have 3i. 3i log base 10, 3x minus 1 minus log 2 base 10 is equal to 3. This question is not different from question number 1 and question number 2. We just solved under this section. It's the same. All I need to do is check the right hand side. I only have the number there, but the left hand side, I have 2 logarithms. And now the question is, what are these logarithms separated with? What are they separated with? They are separated with subtraction sign. That means log 2 is going to be applicable here at the left side of this equation. Now the next is to check if they have equal base. Yes, base 10, base 10. Next is to check their coefficient if they have equal coefficient. Yes, coefficient is 1, coefficient here is 1. Then we can go ahead and apply law number 2. Then we have this guy as base 10, open bracket. In using law number 2, we divide the logarithms, right? So this becomes 3x minus 1 all over 2 is equal to 3. This is it. And like I said before, you can always introduce logarithms. You can always introduce your logarithms to the side where you do not have logarithm. So if you want to introduce that, you can do it. If you don't want to, you can leave it. So let's assume we want to introduce logarithm. From this point, we will have this guy as log. According to what you have, what base do you have here? Base 10. Put base 10 here. So what must I put here for everything here to be 1? Is still base 10. So base 10 to base 10 would have given us 1. And everything here is still the same thing as 3. Now I'm quickly going to move this guy because the coefficient of the log at both ends must be the same, must be equal before you can cancel out. So quickly we have this as log open bracket 3x minus 1 over 2 base 10 is equal to log 10 raised to the power of 3 base 10. But when you make use of this law, which law number 3, take the coefficient to become the power of the logarithm, then having the base there. Now the next is, this guy can now take care of this guy. And if this guy takes care of this guy, what we are left with is 3x minus 1 over 2 is equal to what? 1000. Because 10 raised to the power of 3 is 1000. 10 times 10 times 10. And now we will quickly cross multiply. And by so doing, we have 3x is minus 1 is equal to 2 multiplied by 1000 is 2000. We have this guy as 3x minus 1 is equal to 2000. What else do we do? All we just need to do now is to what? Call it like terms, because what we have here now is a linear equation. So all the terms without s, we take them to the right hand side, which includes 2001. Then we take this as 3x is equal to 2000. As minus 1 crosses from left to right, it becomes plus 1. This will give us 3x is equal to 2001. Now, how do we obtain the value of x here? We will quickly divide both sides by 3 so that the coefficient of x can be 1. So we have 3x over 3 is equal to 2001 over 3. Then, this guy divided by this, we have x. Now, 2001 divided by 3, guys. What do you have? 20 divided by 3, we have 6. Carry 2, we have 6. 6. 7. This is the answer. So when you divide 2001 by 3, you have 667. This is the answer to this question. Now guys, for Roman figure 2, we are given that log 3 base x plus log 27 base x is equal to 4. Hope you are gaining massive values from this lesson. Are you? Are you? Are you? Because I'm happy. I know you are gaining massive values. And that's the reason why you shouldn't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Share this video to your friends. Let them have access to what you have access to. Just for free. Let them watch and learn. And they will appreciate you later. Yes, they will appreciate you because you brought them to the platform. So they will be grateful to you. So ensure that you bring people to this platform to learn what you are learning. Share this video, like this video, and make positive comment at the end of watching this very video. Okay, now the same thing we have here. This is 2 base x, and this is an equation. At the right hand side we have 4, and at the left hand side we have logarithms. So you can equate, you can introduce your logarithm like we did here. You can decide to solve direct, but let's introduce logarithm. Okay, so this will have given us log x into, remember that the bases are equal, their coefficients are equal already, and they are connected with multiplication. That means we are going to multiply 3 by 27, which is equal to what? 4 log x base x. Do you agree? Yes. Why? Since here is base x, I need to introduce base x here so that I can cancel out base x at the end. So since I have base x here and I'm introducing base x, I will equally have log x base x, because this is what will give me 1. So what we have now is exactly as 4. But I introduce base x to s so that the base here will agree to this. Yes, the base at both ends must have agreement. So when you are introducing your base, you introduce your base based on the initial base you were given. Are you there? So if this is taken, we have this as log 3 multiplied by 27 would have given us 81. 81 x is equal to log s raised to the power of 4 x. So this guy takes care of this guy. That's all. Automatically, this is 81 is equal to s raised to the power of 4. And we know that in indices, we can always use index notation under exponential function or indicial equation. That if I have x raised to the power of a is equal to y raised to the power of a, we can cancel the power and equate the base. So we are quickly going to do the same thing here. S raised to the power 4, we can bring out something here that will raise to the power of 4 and still give us 81. And what's that thing, guys? 3. 3 raised to the power of 4 is 81. S raised to the power of 4. So at this point, we have equal powers. And anytime you have equal power, cancel out the powers and equate the base. Therefore, x is equal to 3. Just cancel the powers. This is it. That's all about this question. Now the next but not the least, or the last but not the least in this aspect of solving equation is Roman figure 3. And in solving this Roman figure 3, we have log y minus log y minus 2 is equal to log 5. See, now looking at this question, we find out that we have log at both ends. But at the left end, or at the left hand side, we have 2 log. So we need to know what these 2 logs are connected with. Are you with me? Yes. We need to know what these 2 logs are connected with. They are connected, simply put, law number 2 will be applicable. Now, the next is, do they actually have equal base? Yes. All the logarithms that we have here now, they don't have base. That means, since you are not seeing a visible base here, it means that the base is 10. That's that. So, therefore, we can judge or conclude that they all have equal base. The next is to check if they all have equal coefficient. Yes. The coefficient of this guy is 1. That of this guy also is 1. All we need to do is to just apply. The law. So we open the bracket, put down the first, now divided by the second. Y minus 2. To what? Log 5. That's it. So the law cancel log. You are good to go. Very simple. So simple. You see how amazing and how simple it is. Then this is y all over y minus 2 is equal to 5. What do we do, guys? All we simply need to do, this is a fraction. We simply cross multiply. Y multiplied by 1 is equal to 5 multiplied y minus 2. Y multiplied by 1 is y. 5 multiplied by y. Don't forget that this 5 is a multiplication factor. And as such, it will multiply all the terms inside the bracket. So 5 multiplied by y is 5y. And 5 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 10. This is it. So the next thing we are quickly going to do is to collect like terms, because this has resulted to linear equation. And a linear equation, we make the variables to appear at the left hand side while we arrange the constants at the right hand side. So we are quickly going to move 5y from the right hand side to the left hand side. Don't forget, anytime a sign moves from one end to the other, it must change to the opposite sign. Initially, we have this to be what? Plus 5y. Now, as it crosses from the right hand side to the left hand side, it will automatically turn to minus 4y, 5y, which is equal to what? Minus 10. Remember, this minus 10 is not crossing, so it will still maintain the original sign. When we remove 5y from y, or when we remove 5 from 1, we have minus 4. So we add y to this, we have minus 4y is equal to minus 10. And we cannot leave our answer here. Why? Because anytime you are asked to find a variable or you are solving for any unknown, you must ensure that the coefficient of that unknown is 1. And to make the coefficient of this guy 1, we simply need to divide both sides by minus 4. Then this is minus 4y over minus 4 is equal to minus 10 over minus 4. Minus 4 takes care of minus 4. Y is equal to 10 over 4. Minus divided by minus is plus. Now, we remember that this is an improper fraction. And as such, first is that 10 and 4 have something in common, which is 2. 2 is a factor of 4 and is equally a factor of 10. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 and 4 divided by 2 is 2. And this has resulted to a mixed fraction. You can leave your answer this way, or better still, convert the resulting mixed fraction to its equivalent mixed fraction. Are you there? All you just need to do is to convert the resulting improper fraction to its equivalent mixed fraction. Hope this is wonderful. Then to have this done, how many times will 2 go into 5? 2 times, which will give us 4. Put down 2. Then, if you remove 2 multiplied by 2, we said is 4. If you remove 4 from 5, you will have 1. That means at the numerator, we will be left with 1. All over the initial denominator. 2 multiplied by 2, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. You get this back. So guys, this is the answer to this very question. I may not be able to solve hundreds of problems as it were, but I am sure that with the problems we have solved so far and the principles I have unveiled so far, you've been able to gather some of the things that will help you approach problems that we do not solve here in class. So please guys, when you are done with this and you know you have gained mastery over these problems we have all solved together, go and check your textbook. Solve more problems. The more problems you solve, the more you gain mastery over this aspect of this course. So it is very easy for you to become a mathematician, for you to become sound when it comes to calculation. But one of the things you must not joke with is knowing principles that work and getting to understand the boundary conditions. Why? Because when you know principles, you become a principal. When you understand boundary conditions, you will not overstep your boundaries. I hope by this point I've totally hold you by the hand as promised and walk you through the step-by-step process that is required to become a very sound mathematician when it comes to solving problems on logarithms of numbers. At this point, guys, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, do consider subscribing to this channel because of the massive values you are gaining from this channel just for free. Imagine that. So the only way you can encourage us and push us to do more is to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our videos, make positive comments about us, and therefore, you know what? Share these videos. Make your friends know about this platform, and they will appreciate you later for doing so. So if at this point we are on the same page, guys, all you need to do is to check the description below, where you will find the link to the next lesson. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing our content. See you guys in the next class.